It feels so long since I've seen you guys. So, I actually waited way too long. I was just scrolling on TikTok. Yeah, not the best use of time. But yes, I hope everyone is doing well and fantastic. Today I got off of work kind of late. So that was mildly upsetting, but it's alright. I was trying to think of like stories to tell each of you guys. Like, just like work stories. I guess one that I want to tell you guys is, do you guys remember the guy who I told you about? Like, I don't know, like maybe a month ago? That he kept like coming back for extra sandwiches like all the time. So he would just complain and then the next day come back. He actually came back today. So he didn't complain or anything. And then he, what he did was he literally, oh, sorry. Hello, Sir Alphonse, hello. Nice to see you here. So what happened was, I'm doing fantastic. How are you? And you like came in really early. You're like first. No, it's all good. What happened was he came in, but he didn't come in like normal. He literally dyed his hair, grew out his beard, and then thought we wouldn't know him. So we were just like all staring. So we served him anyway because we're thinking like maybe he's just not gonna complain this time. Newsflash, he did complain. But it wasn't as bad as before. So he just like changed his entire look to come back to the store. I thought that was kind of funny. But we were all like looking around, looking at each other to try to make sure that he knew that we knew who he was. I booked it in my schedule so I wouldn't have missed it for anything less than the world. Aw, thank you. Actually, I know nobody's here right now, but you know, when I post this on YouTube, Sir Alphonse is in fact a streamer as well on YouTube. Actually, I missed the first half of this story, but it does sound humorous. Yeah. Mikey and Jester. No, I didn't see you. Nobody, I didn't see you. I'm sorry if you were here. I appreciate all my lurkers as well. So, I kind of botched this event. I'm constantly botching events, I won't lie. But, like, I forgot to take my deer on a walk yesterday. I'm sorry, my inventory is a mess right now. No, Mikey, stop. No. Stop. If anything, you guys are Jester. Not a clown, but a jester. Because they're apparently different, right? I think I remember somebody telling me that a clown makes a fool out of other people, but a jester makes a fool of themselves. You know, jester, you can tell me. That's what somebody told me once. Oh, I'm saying it backwards? I never knew that, okay? Like, I didn't know the complexities of jesters and clowns. Okay, so I guess we're going to go ahead and do G25. I realized this, I'm almost done with it. It kind of flew by, because I remember us being, like, over here for, like, the longest time ever. Thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much. And, yeah, I'm almost done. Isn't that exciting? Bonk. Did you guys hit me? I didn't even see it. For keeping company. Aw, my pleasure. I'm like trying to find out what tab I'm on. Yes. You're hitting me. Stop hitting me. Just kidding, you can hit me. I'm still trying to make this outfit work. What am I doing? So, Apocalypse. Noble Will. Okay, I love Hamerick. Enya. Where even are they? They don't even tell us? Yeah, there's no quest marker, so I think I just have to go to generally that area. I refuse to walk, so this is the fastest way to go anywhere. Fefiata. Yeah, unlike some lurker I know. Hey, we love lurkers. We love lurkers everywhere. I got something in my eye. There's this song that's like just stuck in my head. My coworkers were like confused at what I was thinking. Do you know the song? I think it's called Red Flags. But it's like human centipede, human. I shouldn't run into the poison. Human centipede, human centipede. I think that I'm gonna get murdered tonight. Yeah, see the quest marker is here, but when I click location check, it doesn't pop up. Sparkly over there. How is everyone today? Lurkers are people too. Lurker lives matter. Pet event too hard. Every event is too hard for me. I probably won't do it if I'm not doing it like on stream. But I did get the gacha, like not the gacha, what was it? Style tab. So I've been doing the guild event. Speaking of guild event, let me check if nobody applied. Which is A-okay. I'm feeling a tad under the weather. Oh no. I think I haven't been getting enough sleep, not for lack of trying. Yeah, the insomnia. You talked about that, right? On Twitter. It's okay. I'll beat him up. Hydrate. Thank you so much for Ronnie. Thank you so much for the hydrate. This sip emote is cute. It's especially brutal this week, but I'll get through it. And you and the others have been delightfully supportful. Aw. I'm glad at least that's working well. I'm still obsessed with the hair graphics. I've been playing this game for 15 years with no hair graphics, so when I saw this one could move, and look at my sensor, okay? You guys, look. This is a really bad place to do it, because you can't even see me. Okay, well, I'll show you later, when I'm on a flat area. Okay. My hair! See? It's moving! And so is my sensor. If you like watch it, it is shaking and moving. I don't know why that's so impressive to me. I've just lived so long without. Why is there no map? Minimap can't be viewed in this area. We already talked to Pierre on last stream, so I won't talk to him again. What is Altum saying though? God be good, it's really you. What in the world happened? I should have stayed by your side to keep you safe no matter the cost. Dang, Altum. He barely gets his words out before he's overcome with emotion, tears running down his cheeks. At this point, he seems largely unconcerned with maintaining the composed demeanor he's been trying to put forth as commander. Aww. You're not injured, are you? Are you sure? It's such a relief to hear. I was worried just thinking what might have happened to you. Altum seeming to take hold of himself again, relaxes his grip on your forearms, coughs, clearing his throat. He peers sheepishly at the others, doing his best to present some semblance of composure. Take a moment to process what you gone through, then talk to Enya. Enya. Oh, I just skipped that dialogue about reading it. Her eyes widen, nearly glued to your face as she peppers you with questions. The thanks to heavens, the things I saw in my dreams didn't come to pass. What in the world happened? I should have stayed by your side to keep you safe. No, oh, I just read that. Racked by unsightly sobbing, Autumn clings to you in earnest. At this point, he seems largely What? I did read this. They're just repeating the same dialogue. So when I talk to him individually and when I talk to him with this, the lines repeat. I'm not gonna read that whole thing again. When that heavy atmosphere hanging over this place finally begins to dissipate, I had a feeling things would be alright, that you'd soon return to us. I have suspicions that we have to thank you for dispelling the strange energy, though I have only groundless speculations as to how. Everything started spinning, then you and that woman were gone in an instant. Meanwhile, we had our hands full dealing with the members of the Order. Do you have any idea how hard it was to try and find you in the middle of all that chaos? Then we all got separated, and for a while, things were looking pretty hairy. But then suddenly, whatever force that had been obscuring my sight began to fade, and here we are. Looking over your friends, you see that everyone is still panting and out of breath. Other than those who joined the fray later on, it appears that they've all been wearied from extended combat. That girl I saw, I don't know why, but I had the impression she was someone you knew. Yes, Tanny. A pause hangs in the air as Evelyn struggles to find the right words, until the silence is broken by the voice of the treasure hunter, still wincing from his ordeal. I forgot about him. Ow. Urgh. Hey, how are you holding up? You look like you've lost a lot of blood. I'm surprised you're back on your feet already. I patched you up the best I could, but... Oh, Mikey! Hi. This place. I patched you up best I could. Okay. But I imagine Starlight will still want to give you a full examination. Am I... How did you even find me on channel 1? I mean, channel 5. It's not channel 1 like usual. I think... Hey, are you really okay? You're not looking so hot. Merlin's concern for you, as usual, straightforward and earnest. Yes, I love this dance. For some reason, that's like my favorite interaction to do with strangers. Not even speaking, but just going in and out of combat mode. You can likely sense that the aura that once filled this place is fading away. I think everyone here understands what took place. It appears that one of the three gods manifested in the body of that girl, only to withdraw again after a short while. Did that god not express her intent to test you? I suppose, as curious as I am about what that entailed, we can afford to discuss it at a later time. Right now, you would benefit greatly from a nice long rest. I don't think anyone here would disagree. Aye, and I'll second that for our swindling friend here. Now that we've got him both back safe and sound, I don't see any reason to hang around. Merlin falters for a moment before turning to Piran. Piran weeping softly, still utterly dejected while clutching the thick tome to his chest. Realizing that everyone's attention is now on him, he rubs his sleeve across his face and slowly turns to face the group. After much hesitation, he finally speaks, voice trembling. I can't. I literally can't right now. Are they still updating the game? Yes. So this story mode, G25, I think was only released in like 2021, I think. Let me check. But yeah, there's updates all the time. So like, actually tomorrow is one of their maintenances. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Generation. But yeah, this is the last story available, Eclipse. And I believe this was released, I'm checking right now. Generation 25 Eclipse. Mabinogi. I don't know why it's so unclear. There's some people talking about it in 2022. Like, that it's not working and there's like an error or a bug. So it's somewhere around 2022, I can only imagine. Hi, Spider! It's been a while. So yes, G22 is G25 is fixed up now. It works just fine. There's nothing left of her except this. She used up everything she had to summon the Great One. I'm sorry. I know it was her choice, but even so, it's hard to accept. In case anybody who's new doesn't know what happened, Piran's sister, Dihabil, actually, like, basically ended her life. And then, yeah, it's rough for Piran right now. My guy Piran never had a break this entire generation. MV, I went somewhere for a week. Oh, really? Where did you go? I'm sorry, okay. I think we'd all benefit by putting some distance between this place and ourselves. We should return to our companions who stayed behind as well. They must be eagerly awaiting our return by now. And so, as Avalyn hesitantly addresses Piran, something seems to suddenly dawn upon her, her countenance growing dark. Piran, Anya approaches Piran and whispers to him. Piran listens as tears slide down his cheeks, then he nods. You're right, Your Holiness. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm okay. Or I will be, eventually. We should head back and meet with the others. What did they say to him? Though I doubt anyone would be happy to see me as I am right now. Bro. So, are we good for the time being? I never had the real great at the whole comforting thing. Be quiet, Merlin. Like, saying that you're not good will not improve the situation at all. Like, better to leave it to, like, Enya and Starlit, who know, like, how to deal with people. We haven't seen any more followers show up for a while. Even Altum would be better at comforting someone. RJ3G, hello! Let's do the dance. What? At least he's honest about it. Yeah, that's true. It could be worse. Dead El Paso. Ooh, fancy! For them floating tacos. I'm doing wonderful. One day when I get hand tracking, I will do that dance just for you. We haven't seen any more followers show up for a while now. I think it's safe to say we're the only ones here. I wonder if those who chose to form the renegade rear guard are safe. They had their work cut out for them, no doubt. What is going on? Mikey's frowning over there. They're going through it. I suppose we'll find out once we get there. Hey, you. Get up, you bum. It's like you're talking to Mikey. Or do you want me to drag you by your ankles the whole way? She's like, you can drag me by my ankles any day. Ugh. Just go away, I've got this. Despite his blunt tone, when the treasure hunter's legs buckled under him as he staggered to his feet, Merlin was right at his side to help him steady him. You're looking a little haggard yourself, if you don't mind me saying so. Let's head back to the ravine, then I'm hoping we can hear a blow-by-blow account of what happened. Blow-by-blow? Who says that? I hope none of them have sustained any serious injuries. One by one, the others nod to you and prepare for the trek back toward the ravine. Piran is the last to file out. His eyes are still moist with tears, and it is with great difficulty that he turns away from you and trudges towards the ravine. You can't help but wonder if he's truly finally over. After so much hardship and sorrow, seeing the changed circumstances weave together to form an entirely new outcome fills you with a deep sense of relief. As your tension dissipates at last, you feel the overwhelming exhaustion it had been holding back spread to the very tips of your fingers and toes. Still, you manage to pick yourself up and head out to check on those who stayed behind in the ravine. Okay, so I'm going to go back to channel 1 so that people can actually see the party I have. Hi, Rock11! Actually, that's Elvin. I think I've been saying your name wrong this entire time. Rock Rock Elven. Rock Elven. Or is it... I'm thinking too hard about it now. I'm like overthinking it. I'm gonna call you Rock. Rock. I got something in my eye. This map is kind of hard to navigate. I don't know why, but I'm just having difficulty. There. I got something. Hi. Left alone. Oh no, Mikey! You can come to channel 1. I need to check out my crew. Unless you wanted to do something, unless you wanted to run something. Why is this book glowing? The textures are like going insane. It's weird not seeing his red book and him reading it. You notice Piran is still clutching the thick book tightly. His eyes are still moist, but he seems much calmer than before. You decide to give him some more time alone to regain his composure. Thank goodness everyone else made it through. Ever since I made the Hi, Mikey. Ever since I made the choice to take up this sword... Okay. I thought he was going to say that one dialogue that we had before the time rewind. Ever since I made the choice to take up this sword, I've been so burdened with worry about revealing our existence to the world, however briefly. And that's to say nothing of the prospect of having to face one of the 3 gods head on. I was fully aware that this would be a monumental undertaking, so I'm doubly grateful for all those who decided to take a stand with us. Oh shoot. Autumn stiffens up, attempting to portray a model of discipline and restraint, but you notice an almost imperceptible twitching at the corners of his eyes. When I think of how grateful I am to you and the others, no. If I fall back into my old habits now, Avalon will never let me hear the end of it. Why are they trying to make Autumn someone he's not? It's Rock Calvin. Oh, okay, Rock Calvin. Welcome back, Mikey. We're kind of looking opposite this time. Because I'm like white and then like purple and then you're black and blue. Treasure Hunter's on the floor over there. Who am I talking to now? It looked like the marker was on Mikey. Oh, Merliad. Okay. How did I not even see that? Are you alright? She's still patiently inside Finny's circle of binding as she calls out to you, her voice full of concern. To put her and the others at ease and sate their curiosity, you briefly describe the events you experienced. First and foremost, I'm truly glad you survived the ordeal. Mikey, you okay? You okay, Mikey? Is that a Hydra? You just put a Hydra there? First and foremost, I'm truly glad that you survived the whole ordeal. You looked drained, but thank goodness you came back to us. I can't help but feel ashamed. Everyone here fought bravely against those of the Order to keep me safe, and I could do nothing to help them in their struggle. It sounds like fighting was too intense for Finny to even attempt to free you from the spell's effects. Still, I'm both happy and extremely relieved to see that there aren't any casualties. I suppose with Finny and Caslin taking the field, that shouldn't come as a surprise. You fought with bravery and valor, all of you. Finny, Caslin, your task was a difficult one, but I could not be more proud to congratulate you on a job well done. Ever since we set foot in the ravine, I've had suspicions that our divine power wasn't as potent as it could have been. That someone or something was blunting its efficiency? Your instincts were true to the mark, Commander. The entire atmosphere of this region seems to dampen our powers, as if the two forces existed in direct opposition to one another. Oh my, so you fought with us against the enemy horde while sustaining your binding spell on that elf the entire time? Wow. I had no idea that that's how it was. I just assumed you were exceptionally powerful for humans. I think it would be impolite to assume that they were merely average talent or skill. For my part, I'm glad you are able to hold the line here until the situation was resolved. Oh, come to think of it, there was something strange that happened with the binding spell that's holding those two in place. Finny gestures toward Marlet and Steph as finally remembering something. Oh, like, I'm honestly not sure what to make of it. A little while before you returned, Steph was suddenly bathed in a bright light, though it faded as quickly as it occurred. Through it all, he remained unconscious, the same as before. Before, I used to feel a stabbing pain in my head when he was near. It would happen on occasions when we both crossed paths with him, but I haven't felt it in a while I'm trapped in the magical field with him. It's like the symptoms just vanished. I can't help but wonder if it's related to what took place in the deepest reaches of the ravine. Whatever the truth may be, I think it's important that we bring him to the royal castle. Though it's a bit hard to put... No, I don't think you should bring him to the royal castle. Like, that's a really bad idea. Like, he's a criminal. Like, in all, like, aspects of that, if you're trying to get answers, taking him to the royal castle won't be the best. But I guess he does need to be arrested, so it's not, like, that bad. I guess I feel sympathy, because I know he's not a bad guy. Well, he's not a bad guy because he wants to be. Like, because he was kind of, like, brainwashed and manipulated. Weird elf. Yeah. Though it's a bit hard to put the sensation into words, it almost feels like I can hear something that was once muffled and hazy. Whatever it is, it doesn't strike me as anything bad. That's the sense you're getting too, isn't it? She continues to gaze at the unconscious Steph, still filled with uncertainties. Well, I suppose that's that. No more swarms of enemies to deal with. And Merlin's brought Hunter back safe and sound. Heh. It'll be nice to see Pinky finally lively again. So I guess that's the end of it. That's right. The eerie sense of dread hanging over the ravine is gone too. And I'm pretty sure she managed to convince this strange god to go back to wherever they came from. Commander, are you sure that we can just go back like this? We still have to address the issue of the divine light that was taken from the knights. According to her, the god agreed to give back the power and life force she absorbed as proof of her new promise. Whether or not that proves to be the case, we'll have to, and the other members in, a dizziness sweeps over you. Then the rear guard has to, based on the circumstances. Your eyelids feel heavy, you feel a crushing exhaustion pressing down on you, and it's growing progressively more difficult to keep them open. The voices around you seem to drift in and out and closer to farther away. Once again, a sudden pulse of warmth from the object in your possession flashes through you. Your limbs go slack as a sudden wave of relief spreads through you. That's kind of freaky. Do I still have the feather? No way I still have that feather. You fumble in search of the warmth you felt earlier as you hear the muffled haze of voices around you. When your fingertips rush against its downy softness, you feel oddly relieved, and the last bit of strength you had, the strength that was keeping you on your feet with your eyes open, at last slips away. The air around you starts humming with the din of alarmed voices, and you can just barely make out the low whisper in your ear. It's freaky. Thank you so much for the hydrate! Y'all count that. RJ Freegy, you count that and I'll drink it. Reet, how much longer do you intend to lie there? Get up, or do you intend to rest while I'm standing here twiddling my thumbs? You hear a familiar voice coming from nearby. Hammerick? Queen? Erwin? The chef? Oh, Erwin. It's like confused. How did I get here? $10. Thank you, Mikey. I already lost count. I just started drinking. Very tasty. I just realized I don't have sound, so let me turn that on. Let me know if that's too loud. I put it literally at 1. Okay. Oh, you're up. Ahem. I actually just came to see how you were faring. Your head, still throbbing, feels heavy and listless. The last thing you remember was standing in the Troy ravine with the others, slowly craning your neck. You look around the room and realize that you've awoken in the royal castle. What happened? You've been lying here unconscious for days now. We weren't sure if you were still sleeping, passed out, or comatose. I had several healers come to examine you, but none found anything wrong, at least physically. Are you really alright? Do you know how long I've been waiting for you to wake up? I've come straight from my duties to check on you every day. Well, that would be beside the point. I'm just glad you're awake now. Ask how much time has passed. Ask if she was very worried. I mean, honestly, I would ask how much time has passed. I know this will get me sentimental, though. If she was very worried. I'm just gonna say how much time has passed, because that's normal. Cold? That's cold? That's cold. Am I a cold person? How long have you been lying here? How many days has it been since the day in the ravine? I mean, she already said she was worried. Why should I ask again? Like, you ponder this as you gradually grow more aware of the soft soreness and stiffness in your limbs. Latika has waxed and waned several times while you were asleep. What in the world happened to put someone as strong as you in a state like that? You know, I spent every spare moment between my official duties to come see you. It's rather bold of you to make a queen worry like that, don't you know? I'm sorry, my queen. She stops her gentle fussing and straightens up before moving closer to you. In her considerate manner, she continues to look over you, as if to make sure you're really alright. Many people came to visit you, but Siniad said it was imperative that... I'm still thinking about Mikey. Mikey's not here right now. Was Mikey just left alone while I was, like, sent here? Many people, but Siniad said it was imperative that you be allowed to rest, so only those from the royal castle have been allowed visitation privileges so far. She filled me with the ordeal that you went through. Your strange night friend helped fill in the rest of the gaps as well. Of course, they left almost immediately after, so I wasn't able to press them for much additional explanation. Oh, I should probably also tell you. She pauses and scans her surroundings before continuing, her voice now quiet. Llewellyn helped deliver you to the castle while you were unconscious. But he and that knight commander, they said they were due to return to headquarters or something to that effect. On parting, they said that although it was highly unlikely that such drastic measures would need to be taken again, if ever such a need arose, Llewellyn would serve as our intermediary. I think in his heart, Llewellyn didn't want to return to his life as part of the aristocracy. But at the same time, how could he not? If a reputable scion of such a famed house were to simply vanish from court life, would that not draw even more attention? But beyond that, I have many questions for Llewellyn myself. She pauses for a moment and presses a hand to her temple, sighing. I don't doubt that Llewellyn has faced great difficulty trying to lead such a double life for as long as he has, but his affiliation with those knights doesn't change the fact that he's an extremely talented individual. As a ruler of the kingdom, it's always been my preference to keep such extraordinary individuals close at hand, but, as you can imagine, the sensitive nature of this matter has made it a challenge for myself as well. But I suppose that's my problem to solve. But at the very least, these nights of Hemrick are finally over, yes? And that means you don't have to continue enduring so many hardships anymore, right? I won't have to demand and hope for the impossible from you. Don't worry, G26 will be released one day, and you will ask me again for help. It always happens, without fail. Even when you were talking about not relying on me anymore, like back in Shakespeare, right? She was talking about we should stop relying on the Malaysian. But don't worry, we're gonna go through this again. Irwin hangs her head as she fidgets with the hem of your clothes. She fidgets with my clothes in her slender fingers. Why is she fidgeting with my clothes? Isn't that an interesting thing to do? Like, very... Some people would say tsundere, you know? Like, she appears very cold, but then she's, like, touching my clothes. Whenever I, in my position as ruler, have to drop some new burden on your shoulders and watch you take it as willingly and without fear, that's always been a bitter medicine to swallow. I can't tell you how many times I've watched you depart, wondering if it would be for the very last time. No matter how many times such scenes played out, I never grew used to them. They say that this whole ordeal is behind us now. But who can guarantee such things won't happen again? None but an all-knowing God could declare the future with such certainty. There was something I wanted to tell you when you finally awoke, something I wished to say before the other visitors and well-wishers started pouring in. Meant for your ears alone, sir. So, she takes a step back from you somewhat bashfully, looks down at her feet, then meets your gaze once more. I'm going to give you an order here and now that is to take precedence over all future commands. I want you to promise me that I shall ever be able to welcome you back with a smile until the day I lay down my crown. I want you to promise me that I shall be able to welcome you back with a... Oh, she's telling me that I have to come back no matter what. That means no being carried away here, limp and lifeless like you were this time. Is that clear? And of course, thank you as always for all you have done and all that you will do. I'm so happy you're back. You nod to Irwin, whose ears have flushed a bright red. The two of you share a slightly embarrassing yet pleasant moment together. And just when it seems as though Irwin is about to break the silence, you're finally awake. How are you feeling? You hear a familiar voice cry out, and a sound of excited footsteps paddling quickly your way. It better be Piran. Yay! Thank God you're awake. I'm so relieved. I can't tell you how glad I am to see you finally awake. You've been asleep for days, and I was growing ever more worried. Do you have any idea of how anxious we were? Even Vata started to believe something had gone terribly wrong. Yes. I heard that was an incident. Who knew he'd barge in swinging like that massive weapon of his? Even immolation requires peace and quiet when recuperating. I'm just glad Muriel was there to talk him down. After that, they started denying any and all visitation requests. Rip. I was actually looking for Her Majesty when I heard the news that you were finally awake. A lot happened while you were out. Indeed it has. The bulk of my work these last few days have been in an attempt to bring some official sort of conclusion to this whole ordeal. Efforts to rebuild areas destroyed by the rifts are underway, and the time has come to establish what our stance toward the followers of Hammerich is going to be going forward. With her violet eyes, she flashes a resigned-looking glance in her direction. Whatever they decide, they better take into account that he's also a follower of Hammerich. Oh, he's reading his book again! He's reading his red book again. It's good. That's good. Something about that animation is comforting for me. Of course, there remains the issue of our elephant in the room that has yet to be addressed. Your Majesty. In fact, I was planning to send for you after my visit with her. Am I correct in assuming your feelings haven't changed since our last discussion? Yes, that's right. Of course, if you decide not to permit it, Your Majesty. Oops. I'm willing to. This isn't the place for this conversation. We will continue the discussion later in private. It seems I have forgotten my personal guard was possessed by such a stubborn temperament. A veil of gloom quickly falls over her features. Irwin grabs her by the arm and leads her out into the hallway. Your Majesty? Hush up and come with me. We don't have much time until the next council meeting. In the meantime, Piran, would you be so kind to fill her in on the details? I've told you everything I wanted to say, so I trust Piran to bring you up to speed on the rest. Rest well in the meantime, for I'm sure it won't be long before I see you again. But Your Majesty, there's really no need for such urgency. Despite her obvious bewilderment, she is unable to turn down the insistent Irwin, and gestures towards you in acknowledgement as she allows herself to be led from the room out into the hallway. Well, there they go. I can understand why they're in a hurry to reach a decision. The fewer who learn of his existence, the better. Oh, Seth, for Seth, yeah, obviously. Anyway, while you were abed, most of the rifts throughout Ul'dah and Belvast have vanished. Just to be safe, though, Merlin and the others have decided to extend their stay in Belvast for a while. Llewellyn is, well, from what I understand, he's acting as an intermediary between the knights and the royal court now, but I'm not privy to all the details. Meanwhile, the members of the Order of Hamric who have been living under the temporary protection of the Queen have all been returning to their homes one by one. The seemingly numerous followers of the Orders of the Black Moon have mostly disappeared. Even back when we were fighting them off in the Troy Ravine, many of them suddenly vanished in a flash of light and weren't seen again. That's not ominous. I think most of them must have been driven by the vows they made with Hamric. But now that Hamric has withdrawn, they've lost their purpose and their power. In some ways, I feel their situation isn't so different from mine. He suddenly stops himself while going any further, his expression dimming. Thank you. Thank you so much. It still confuses me, but thank you so much. Oh, the bonk didn't really happen that time. Let me back up a little bit. And let me try it again. Is this better? I didn't see it at all that time. Okay. I'm getting hit. What? Well, the truth is, I don't know where I stand in all this either. I doubt I have it in me to shamelessly return to my family I once thought were my siblings. Bro, they were always your siblings. You've lived with them for so long. You were literally a baby when they adopted you, so like, you're still siblings. That doesn't change. That's why, at least for now, I'm going to split my time between here and the entrance in Tecton. I think I hear the others coming this way down the hall. No, bruh, that is the worst decision, Piran. I love you, but no. You still need to see your family. They're still your family. Once more, you hear heavy footsteps out in the corridor, their sound becoming more defined with each step. Bro, this is the one time I'm not happy with Piran's decision. Let me talk to him one more time, though. He was particularly concerned for your well-being. I wonder what happens if you try to give him a gift right now. Because he doesn't normally accept them because he's like, oh, I don't want to seem like he says something along the lines of not receiving anything that he doesn't feel like he's worth, but that our kind spirit is enough. Is this really for me? I truly appreciate it, but I can't take this. I mean, it's not that I don't want to accept you. I'd never do that. It's just I'm not used to receiving gifts from others. I really feel happy, but also guilty at the same time. I don't know how to respond or what to say. It's just got me tied up in a big ball of confusion. So I'm sure that as time goes on, I'll get used to things like this. Someday, I hope I can thank you with a genuine smile. If you had something you wanted to give me, I'd be glad to accept. But you didn't. Peru! I can hear your dog. I don't actually have a dog. Those are my neighbor's dogs. They're just really, really, really loud. Yeah, they're not my dog. I have cats. I have 4 cats, actually. Oh, yeah. Imagine hearing that when you're trying to go to sleep. I don't know what's wrong with them, honestly, but something's wrong, right? They shouldn't be barking that loud. Are you alright? Say something to me. This only happened because you are so tiny and fragile, but you did your best, my friend. Dang it, why do humans have to be so impractically small? Impractically small? That's not very nice. Besides, she isn't just a human, but a powerful Malaysian. Everyone needs some time to recover now and then, but still, I'm relieved to see you finally up. You were out for so long, I was sure they must have done something terrible to you. Are you absolutely positive you're okay? He practically bellows his concern loud enough that his voice echoes down the castle corridors. Muriel stands by his side, still trying to catch her breath. But both of you, please, settle down. You're probably frightening everyone in the castle. Thankfully, her condition doesn't seem too bad. We're actually having a nice chit-chat before you two got here. Oh, so Piran already filled you in on what happened after you fainted? Too bad. I wanted to be the one to tell you. Actually, we had a bit of an incident because you'd been out for so long. You'll never guess what he did. Hey, wait. No. I thought we weren't going to talk about that. Oh, come on. That level of involvement is normal for us giants. That's interesting. What did he do? If she had been a normal person, they probably wouldn't be awake even now. What? Piran looks upset. I know, but try telling that to him. At first, I thought he was sure that he lost his marbles. Oh, come on. Let's talk about something else. Anything else. The point I was getting to is that we're all really relieved you finally come to. He sounds curt, but as you look at his earnest face, you know he's being completely sincere. Muriel continues on cheerfully. You can say that again. After what we've lovingly dubbed the butter incident, it was difficult to get permission to come visit you. Stay hydrated, friends. Mr. Milk! Yes, I've been waiting for you. I see you in Dumbarton all the time. Like off to the side. Kind of near where the sheep are. I guess where the cows are. And thank you so much for the well wishes, and thank you so much for the hydrate. Oh my gosh, I almost hit my monitor. Well, I did hit my monitor, but it's okay. Actually, I got some good news of my own to share. I just recently got permission from the chief to... Or, why don't we tell them later? I'm still waiting on a response from the king. Still? After all the gloating about how you get permission right away? Fine. But you have to show me that ice pillar I asked about, okay? That thing's kind of a hassle to find in an icy landscape, but I guess I don't have much of a choice. Shrugging, he scratches his head with one hand and turns to toward Piran. Actually, we came here to find you. It's still pretty likely that I'll get permission even if Muriel got hers official first. So since that's how things stand, we wanted to take a look around in advance. We were together when we heard you'd woken up. He sprinted straight here, so I had a real time trying to keep up. Okay, so listen to this. The king wants to continue cooperative efforts with the humans here. Even if those black-robed goons have disappeared for now, we suspect that at least a few of them will eventually be up to their old tricks. That means we're gonna need people to be ready for that, if and when it comes. That's right. Even though Hemerick supposedly gave her word that she'd step back, we can't just assume that those who once pledged themselves to her will follow her lead. And for once, Castenia agrees. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I have to tell you more about it. When he got things sorted out on his end. Muriel, come on! Stop rubbing it in! Anyhow, we want to take a look in advance. You got there all the time, don't you? Oh, yeah, I suppose I do, but were you hoping to have me guide you there? Well, the thing is, I'm not entirely confident. So are you saying you don't know the way? What? No! Of course I know the way there. I spent too many nights there not to know the route by now. What's the problem? Then what's the problem? Let's get moving. I want to get to know the place inside and out. Wait a second. Let me say goodbye to her first. Despite Piran's protest, Bata, never one to sit still, is already herding Piran out of the room to serve as a guide to some location. He's really looking forward to this. He's always been jealous of his princess for being sent to Titan. Now that he knows that you're alright, his last worries are finally gone. I guess it's natural that he wants to get going right away. But, I heard something from her. I'm not entirely sure we'll be able to make it out of our destination without a hitch. To be honest, I'm a little worried. But hopefully, we'll get there by the end of the day. She sighs, looking surprisingly serious, but her gentle smile soon reappears. Hopefully, we'll be able to see others there soon. I know that Belta wanted to keep all under wraps until things were official, but I think we can make an exception for you. And again, you might already be tired of hearing it today, but I'm really thrilled you're awake. You had all of us so worried. But I'm sure it won't happen again, fingers crossed. Anyway, hate to hug and run, but we'll figure out that I spilled the beans if I take... Wait. But he'll figure out that I spilled the beans if I take too long, so I better see if I can catch up with those two. Take care. We'll see each other soon. After quickly saying goodbye, Muriel heads out of the hallway after Valter. It looks like everyone has had their hands full while you were out cold. You still feel a little dazed from receiving so many visitors right after regaining consciousness. Hamrick has withdrawn, and the Order of the Black Moon seems to have vanished. You wonder how everyone else is reacting to the news. A young man as fresh and fair as the willow tree. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. Aha, so you're up and about then. The news that you regained consciousness has already spread throughout the castle. As always, secrets travel with an alarming speed here, my friend. Not to mention, it seems that the members of the expeditionary force are as rambunctious as ever. As the acting intermediaries, the king and queen, and the Irian chiefs, they ought to have good sense to temper their unruly behavior, at least while in the royal castle. Llewellyn's too harsh, man. Llewellyn's calm gaze, points toward the direction he ran off to before flickering back to linger silently on you. Since we're on the castle grounds, I have to choose my words with care, in case we happen to have any unwelcome ears nearby. After you fainted in the ravine, that giant lad carried you all the way here on his back. The commander and the other unit captains have headed out to check on the knights who had been left behind to defend the other regions, while I remained here in Terra. As for the events that took place in the ravine, I believe she had done a fine job reporting the details to Erwin, though at the same time I've heard that she also introduced a bit of a complication. He trails off and falls silent for a moment, his voice still tingled with disapproval. Tapping his fingers on his lips as he often does, he takes a moment to ruminate. Whatever eyebrow-raising turns his story may hold, at the end of the day, Seth still served a lieutenant of the Order, and that is not to be overlooked so easily. I have some personal interest in how this will unfold as well, so I plan to look into it myself. In the meantime, however, there are far more pressing matters to address first. First, I received word from the unit that all the knights who had fallen into a deep trance have now awoken. They've also begun slowly recovering the divine light that had been drained from them. Quite frankly, they're exceedingly fortunate the effects have not been permanent, which would have necessitated their retirement from the knighthood. Now, all that remains is... Llewellyn casts a quick glance over your shoulder and casually straightens his clothes. He then flashes you a beaming smile, all the while speaking in low, discreet voice. My outstanding invitation to the afternoon tea that keeps being pushed back by this or that crisis. Just follow my lead and act as you naturally would. Just try not to stiffen, lest you trip over your own words. You have a rather difficult time at the royal castle until it becomes second nature to you. Llewellyn maintains his well-practiced, casual demeanor as he speaks to you in a low whisper. For several minutes he continues his tangent about high tea and courtly etiquette, but after casting another few backward glances, he returns his attention to the matter at hand. Just as I anticipated, there have been many more prying eyes and listening ears around me since my affiliation became known. Annoyingly enough, not only is the Queen having me followed by the Pontiff's court, but has been regularly tailing me as well. I already spotted several lackeys of the Pontiff's court on my way here. I expect they must have been greatly concerned about your condition. I suppose there's no sense in making an enemy out of the Order of Limerick. Perhaps I should make myself a peaceful overture towards them. At any rate, I'm sure you're eager to find out how everyone else has been faring while you were indisposed. Why don't you pay a visit to the Pontiff's Court? Say hello to Her Holiness while you're there. Oh, and I'll see you later outside the royal castle. Until then, Llewellyn gives you a wry smile, followed by a sweeping, elegant bow. Before you can say anything, he marches down the hallway away from you. Outside the royal castle? But where outside? First, though, you decide to follow Llewellyn's suggestion and pay a visit to the Pontiff's Court. I'm almost 100% sure he means Avalon. See, one thing that's good, I don't actually have to follow the map. I can just go here, and I believe it's Apocalypse 7. And there should be one that's literally Pontiff's Court. It's 6. Divine Knights 6. Pontiff's Court. See, hello! This is your first time here, but I know you are a streamer. Dead by Daylight. Or I see a lot of your Dead by Daylight content. Do you do anything else? Second time. Oh, this is your second time here. Well, hello. Let me go ahead and give you a shout out because I know you are a streamer. And you're a pretty awesome person. I was about to raid to you. No, shout out. Shout out at Seek. We do variety sometimes, but it's hard to pull myself away from that addiction. How's Skull? And he's doing so great, I believe. And yes, Dead by Daylight is very, very fun. And you be going this way. I don't know why I flew over there. Dead by Daylight's fun, but I get too scared. Skull! How did you get here? It's like he summoned you. Enya is anxiously pacing in circles. I should have had... I'll shout Skull out as soon as I'm able. I should have... because he's also an awesome streamer and also our mod here. I was... Mikey, hello. And also you're a streamer too. I should have heard back by now, but I can't just come and go as I please anymore. I wonder, and she's wearing this in the middle of court? Like, where's her actual pontiff outfit as Etain? I wonder if I should just seize this opportunity. Yes, I think I ought to just do that. I doubt anyone at the royal castle would recognize me in these clothes anyway. You? At the sight of you, Enya is jolted out of her distracted mutterings. You're up and about now? How did you get here? I only just convinced Cortine to send for a message. Still, I'm glad you're looking so well and relieved. Besides, I've been bracing myself for the worst. Your condition was a bit different from what I've seen in my dreams, but still. You kneeled over so suddenly, it gave everyone a terrible scare. I don't even remember much about the trip back to Tara besides the sight of him carrying you on his back, all the way on his back. But on to other matters. Enya's soft voice wavers as she dabs on her eyes. She clears her throat and looks straight at you, her hands on her hips. Why? Why are her hands on her hips? I'm afraid it won't be easy for me to return to the royal castle now that I'm back here at the Pontiff's Court where I belong. I suppose that concludes my adventures with the expeditionary force. I'm going to miss those times. I think I really enjoyed having a reason to travel, and despite what Cortine says, I heard that our relations with the Queen since our return has been quite amicable. I just wish things hadn't ended on such a frazzled note. Something about the way Enya animated chatter abruptly gave way to silence. Silence weighs on your heart. Ask if she has any regrets. Ask her about her future plans. Whew. If I saw someone was upset, I wouldn't ask them about their future. I would ask if she had regrets. You ask if she regrets having to resume her life at the Pontiff Court. Do I regret it? Well, I'd be lying if I said otherwise, wouldn't I? As the underground sanctum is, I spent my days there largely in solitude. Still, this is my burden to bear. This is the path that Limerick laid out for me. When I look back at it on it all, I don't think I ever really understood why I had to be the one to take up the mantle of Pontiff. I know Corton has my best intentions at heart, but it's difficult, even more so now than before, to be confined in the underground sanctum. But I don't think I would have been able to continue enkindling the holy flames had I simply stayed there and never ventured out into the world. I think Limerick wanted me to be free from my confinement. I have a sense that I was meant to venture out into the world so I can experience its vastness and ponder its many questions for myself. The same is true for my dreams. Though I saw you in my vision, I was never given any specific instruction on what to do. I had such a wonderful time. I suppose it's natural to feel a little sad it's all come to an end so soon. Still, my favorite part was all the new people I was able to meet. That includes you, of course. You see, I always hoped to get to know more people at my own age. We're the same age? How do you even know that, Enya? I didn't realize you'd grown so tired of Pentcast and myself, Your Holiness. Bruh, Cortine, get out. This was not a conversation for you to listen to. Why are you eavesdropping? Cortine quietly glides across the floor to Enya. Greetings. I see you decided to meet with Her Holiness while I was away. Unfortunately, Her Holiness's attention is presently required elsewhere, so whatever the purpose of your visit, I suggest you keep it brief. Cortine, I just came out for some fresh air. In fact, I was in the sanctum just before. Yes, you were just in the sanctum, wringing your hands over her condition. You know that your sighings tend to carry in those halls. Oh. So you heard all of that? I didn't realize you were paying so close attention to the sanctum. I must also ask you to maintain a formal standard of dress when outside of the sanctum, as I expect we'll soon be seeing an increase in visitors. But it's not like anyone even knows who I am, huh? Wait, Cortine, what did you say? Does that mean I can leave the sanctum whenever I want? But I thought you were worried about the risk of allowing me to be seen in public. I was, and to an extent I still am. But not just about that, I'm also concerned about the possibility of unnecessarily monitoring from the royal castle. But as a result of your travels throughout the land and the news that an agent of the Pontiff Court had joined the expeditionary force, the people have taken a calling you a saint of Limerick. So rather than encourage the spread of misleading rumors, it was decided that it would be better to present them with the flesh and blood truth. And besides, during your time away, I came to realize that I have perhaps been overly protective of you. Cortine. Taken aback by Cortine's unexpected response, Enya falls silent for a moment. After a weighty pause, Enya begins to speak, her usual gentle expression gliding her features. Cortine, you worry for me so much. I promise I'll remember to wear my formal clothing from now on. Speaking of which, I have been wondering all this time, where in the world did you find such garments in the first place? Where indeed? I needed a drink myself. Cortine gives you a sidelong glance, then turns to Enya. In truth, I have been collecting such things because I thought that someday you might have need of them. How does... Why would she prepare this kind of outfit? It just seems like out of pocket, you know? Like, out of all the outfits to prepare. I love it. It's just very interesting choice. But it all came together as it did thanks to the help of a willing soul who's never been known to turn down a request. At any rate, Your Holiness, now that you know that the one you've been so concerned for is alive and well, shall we be about our business? You've been so focused since your return. I'd like to make sure that we can get as much done as possible. I'll get to it momentarily. Well, I suppose I should get going before Cortine has a chance to say anything else. I know that you have I know that the situation seems to have died down for now, but I still believe there's going to be some sort of what? There's going to be some sort of blowback to contend with. No one can guarantee that we've seen the last of those rifts. If you ever need my help, you're welcome to visit me anytime. If there's anyone I can make time to leave the underground sanctum for, it's you. Anya's soft voice goes quiet. She tightens her grip on your clothing. Momentarily, then lets go. Why are people grabbing my clothes? First Irwin and now her? Why are you grabbing my clothes? That's weird. Like, when you're having a conversation with someone, forgive me if, like, this is just weird for me, but do you grab people's clothing? Like, do you just, like, at any point in time, grab someone else's outfit? Like, that seems like a really personal thing to do, no? Like, I need someone to tell me. Because I'm here confused about it. And then after I do a little bit of this, talk to Muriel at the entrance of Tecton. My things are all over the floor, apparently. I wonder if I'm the weird one. And then people just sometimes grab onto other people's clothes. Like, I guess when you're close. I don't think I am, though. Like, that's a pretty weird thing to do, in my opinion. I don't even recall anybody ever grabbing my clothes unless they were, like, family or something. Like, or at least a close friend. Okay, and then we'll go to Tecton. Oops, wrong place. Here is where we're supposed to be. And I believe the timer ran out for 7 nightmares? Heck no. Just plain no. 7 nightmares gives me nightmares. Like, personally, I'm not doing that. Let me get my stuff repaired now that I'm here. I don't want to ever be caught again in a boss fight without my weapons. Does she not have the same hair as Dihabil? Oh, it's not exactly the same, but it's very similar. Where's Marliad? She's usually right here, right? I wonder if Piran has different dialogue by himself here. Oh, it took a little doing, and I think we might have accidentally gone on a back road path once, but I managed to get Muriel and Bart to here mostly without incident. Okay, so this is different dialogue. After all, I'm no stranger to this area. Oh, she's not with you? Her conversation with Her Majesty must be running a little long. I've got no idea that the whole situation will pan out. Whether Irwin will grant her permission or not is anyone's guess. But I don't see Miss Muriel backing down on this either, so we'll just have to wait and see. When they've decided, you'll probably hear it from them directly. Do you have any other business? If not, it was a pleasure talking to you as always. Just let me see if there's like any other code word. Since I've done this like whole thing a variety of times. Not variety. Like, I've done this time. Nope, there's no new keyword. Supposed to be talking to someone here. Oh. Oh, you got faster than I expected. I was hoping to surprise you. Muriel had been stretching her legs, seemingly rather tired, but as soon as she sees you, her face brightens into a smile. Remember back at the royal castle when I told you I had some good news? Well, he finally received approval from Valve. That means he and I will be staying here for a while. Castenia wants us to continue building a solid relationship with humans. Hello, G, it's me, G. Hi, yes, I'm doing well. How are you? I love this happy dance. I think I could probably do that. Let me try. Kind of. Let me see if I can do it faster. How is... I know you stream as well, actually. A lot of streamers are coming into my chat today. And beyond that, I think the members of the expeditionary force have grown on me. I don't feel ready to go back to Ophelia just yet. I want to remain here as a member of the expeditionary force a little longer. There are so many things of this continent I want to see, you know? Besides, the fog around here is so thick, the Order of the Black Moon may have been scattered, but this magical mist is still going strong. That's why it was decided that we, along with Merliad, will be keeping watch over the mist for now. I'm sure that we'll be that we'll see each other more often, won't we? Hee hee. Hiya, Skull and Hope. I've heard that you can travel to different places just by going beyond the mists. So I can't help but feel excited about all the experiences I might get to have. That's not to say that I'll be taking my missions lightly. How, though? Her voice is soft and pleasing to the ears, but from her tone you can tell that she seriously means what she says. Oh, about him. He plunged straight into the mist as soon as he arrived. I don't even think we had a chance to stop him. He said he couldn't wait. I mean, it wasn't easy to get here. I wish he would have waited longer for her at the royal castle, so we could have all made the trip together. She glances across the way where Piran is standing, shakes her head softly, and lets out a deep sigh. It's about time for him to come back, but I bet he's having some time of his life in there. When he went in, he took a few of the royal castle soldiers who were on guard duty here. Hi, Skull. Hi, everyone. Hello. I'm sorry I don't know how to pronounce his name. Safa? But thank you for coming in. Should we prepare something delicious for when he gets back? It will be just like what we did in where the farter eggs are. Let's see. I already know what he likes, since he's certainly not shy about mentioning it. So I went ahead and got some of the ingredients beforehand. You're gonna ask me to cook right now? Absolutely not. But yes, I will if I have to. Muriel crouches down and begins rifling through her bag behind her, muttering the name of different ingredients as she takes stock of what she has on hand. Aha, found it. Muriel smiles with satisfaction, having found what she was looking for. Here, I'm sure Balter said he wants some boar mushroom skewers, right? I put these in the bag while I was packing them because I figured I'd get a chance to use them. This was one thing I wanted to make. See, I'm really good at making steamed shellfish. I'll take care of that so you can make some other food for him. I think he'll be back soon. We should hurry. He probably doesn't know that you've already heard the news. Let's surprise him when he comes back. Muriel happily hums as she rummages through all the ingredients she's planning to use. It's time to take stock of the ingredients you got on hand. It looks like Muriel wants to make the meal you made in Scarabine again. It is baffling that they want me to do this again. Hand over the boar and skewer you cooked to Muriel. Okay. At least it's not that hard. It's like already here. She gave us everything we need, right? I just need to figure out what. Do you guys remember what category it was in? And what ingredient, like what utensils I need? Hello, kawaii neko. You have no choice. That's disappointing. I don't know why I have to cook, if I'm being honest. Like, Do you know what I need, Mikey? Or we're just gonna figure it out? Let's see, it should be boar and we'll just type boar. That should be enough, honestly. Boar. Mix, bake. Boar and mushroom skewer, so it's a baking thing. Ladle, cooking pot, and fire. Ladle, cooking pot, and fire? Okay. Where's the fire? Is there one in Mikey's place? I feel like I remember there being a fire there. I cook when I'm told, so no. Insert fun dialogue if you had leftovers from that generation. I wish. Oh! You're supposed to keep it. Because I think I gave all those away. I don't really feel a need. Because I'm not in love with either of them. Like, I have Autumn's cookies, but that's the only thing I'll keep forever. What would she have said if... I feel like there's a fire in here. There. I'm just like busting into Mikey's house to cook. Imagine if somebody like broke into your house just to cook something with your stove. What do they normally say if you have the stuff? Okay. Okay. So it's basically 50% for both of them. Autumn's cookie is like an ongoing gag at this point if you didn't eat them. Right. I will never eat them. I'll just never eat them. Okay, it wasn't perfect, but it still works. What do they say if you keep your skewers and stuff? What if I drop them? Interesting. Drop them where? Oops. Oh, you made them already? Wow, it smells so good. I can just imagine how great it's gonna taste. Let me see. I mean, they were a 1-star quality. I hate to break it to you, Muriel. Oh, is this actually... Wait, did I make the wrong thing? Oh, is this actually the boar and mushroom skewer? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't quite mentally prepared for something that looks so different from the picture on the recipe. Well, I guess if... I guess it is food bound to look different depending on who cooked it, right? I'm sure he'll at least recognize it, that it has meat in it. Did I make the wrong thing, you guys? I might have. If I recall something, it's like, ew, that's gross. And why do you still have that? That's funny. Muriel mumbles something unintelligible in a quiet voice. You can see her wondering whether she should, but eventually accepts the food you made. While you were busy... She really didn't like it. While you were busy making the boar and mushroom skewer, I made some steamed mushroom shellfish. Not to toot my own horn, but I can honestly say that the finished product is nothing short of a gourmet masterpiece. Ta-da! How does it look? It's so fresh, the steam's still wafting off it. It's going to be even better than the last time we had it. When I was in Philia, a lot of people gave me tips on how to make it just right. Your mouth waters as you gaze hungrily at her cooking, but you suddenly remember that the building fires here at the gateway to Tekjun is forbidden. Or is it? How did she manage to cook it here? Assume it was elfin magic. Question Muriel. Just assume it was magic. Well, it doesn't matter too much. Oh, why am I getting cold? I never get cold. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I just don't want to get her in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, if she brought fire here, I wouldn't want to bring attention to it, you know? Well, it doesn't matter too much in the end. You decide to let it remain a mystery for today, knowing that the important thing is that everyone will enjoy a delicious meal. Hee hee. Now all we have to do is to wait for him to get back. I've heard that the Tecton is a difficult place to navigate, even for elite soldiers. I know he tried to not make a big deal about it, but I bet he's exhausted. Oh, speak of the devil. Over here. Her gaze softens as she gazes past you. She calls out, waving her hand over her head. The boy's childlike face is full of confidence. His dark... I thought that was Mikey for a second, like a red Mikey. His boy... Okay. Isn't it great to be back all together again? Hey, wait a minute. You don't look very surprised to see me. Did you already know I was going to be here? Yeah, you told us we were going to be here. Like, that's not... Let's not be ridiculous. Good food. Mikey? Hey, wait a minute. Okay. Hold on. Did I tell you I'd be here? Yes, you did. No, I don't remember saying anything, at least. Whistles innocently. Muriel, I can't believe you spoiled my surprise. You're the one who went barreling off into the mist as soon as we got here. I wanted to settle in and figure out a way to surprise our friend together. Besides, it's pretty quick on the update. I get a feeling they already had their suspicions. Ugh, seriously? You know how long I had to wait to get the okay from the king? Man, what a letdown. Come on. Never you mind that. Look, I've made your favorite. Whoa, is that the boar and mushroom skewer? As soon as he lays his eyes on the food Muriel holds out to him, he snatches it and begins to wolf it down. Oh, whoa. So good. No, I was getting really hungry. You shouldn't talk with your mouth full. The food looks half ready to fall out of with every word. Nom, gulp. I guess I was even hungrier than I realized. Anyway, haven't we seen the mist like these before? Strange creatures that just pop out of the fog without warning. The human guardsmen say that there's some sort of illusion, but it sounds like they can still pack quite a wallop. I was told they patrol this area frequently to keep them in check. It must be difficult always having to distinguish between what's illusionary and what represents a real threat. But it's precisely because this is such an important location that we're here now. On top of that, of course, the chiefs of the human monarch were eager to demonstrate their willingness to work together. I wonder how easy it'd be to get lost in there. I wasn't even in the mist all that long, and I saw some weird stuff. If this was an easy place to patrol, I doubt we would have been dispatched here. We should take the time to examine the place in detail and learn everything we can about the magical mist. One of the soldiers mentioned something while I was settling in. Apparently the mist's ability to facilitate what seems like teleportation has some relation to the rifts we dealt with previously. Which is logical. The revelations of the Black Moon was found right there. And, you know, we literally did teleporting before. I don't know why people are acting like this is a new thing. Like, it's like G22 and G23 didn't happen. They forgot. They say the Order of the Black Moon has scattered in the wake of Hameric's departure, but I'm guessing that there were a few members on the fringe who refused to concede defeat. And it's always possible there's another rift out there too. Ugh, that'd be a nightmare. Those idiots left such a mess to clean up after. I can't say I didn't see it coming. No two people behave the same. Even if they share the same goals, it would be strange if every single follower just accepted what happened with no resistance. At least that's how I see it. That just means that we have to keep our eyes peeled, isn't that right? Yep, and with me on the team, we'll have no trouble at all. Muriel, you should come back in with me. I saw this little doughy looking guy in there that just looked like nothing if I ever... What? Doughy little thing in there that just looked like nothing I'd ever laid eyes on before. It was almost kind of cute, the way it flopped around. Right now? But you only just got back, though. Though I guess I did finish all my unpacking and settling in while you were gone. As for Piran, Marlad still seems to think it's a bad idea to take him out on patrol, but he's giving this assignment his best, so I'm sure he'll be able to come with us soon, right? Piran also did run into the mist on his own at one point, so it's logical that he wouldn't be allowed in. It would be so much fun if you could come too, but you just woke up, so I guess it's probably too soon, huh? But still, you need your rest. I'm sorry to miss another chance to see you in action, but there's always next time. He brushes a crumb from his face, stretches and flexes his muscles, then turns to face the Geta. His fingers dance along the haft of the great axe slung his back. What? His fingers dancing along the haft of his great axe slung over his back. He nearly crackles with energy in his determination to charge back into the midst of Tectun. Ha! Okay. I think that's my cue to go after him and make sure he doesn't get his clock cleaned by some sort of mirage. I know it's probably still take time for you to fully recover, but I'll bet we'll have plenty of chances to spend some time together out there. So I'll see you in a while. When you're feeling up to it, maybe she'll be with us by then. Muriel gives a respectful nod, then takes off running towards the Geta after him. I don't know why it's extra hard for me to read today. Talk to Piran. The hair physics. Still very happy about that. Why do I have... Oh, a cooking pot. Huh? Did he leave again? Didn't he just get back? And it looks like Muriel's gone with him. I've been hoping things would finally start livening up around here, but without Miss Myriad, it's been kind of lonely. Ah, that's right. I've been waiting for the right time. Piran stares at where Muriel and Bartara stood but a minute before, then rummages around in his pack for something before turning back toward you. Piran's arms are wrapped around a heavy-looking tome with a dark green cover. This should be with the hands of its rightful owner. Ever since we came back from the ravine, I've been starting to remember more memories I never even realized I have been slowly resurfacing. I was groomed to be a vessel, to accept any kind of power given to me without resisting. All the while, it was drilled into me that my thoughts and my feelings didn't matter. But I was okay with that, because I knew if not me, the burden would fall on her instead. It was that faint, flickering resolve that kept me going for so long. Rip, man. That's awful. Piran clutches the book to his chest, his thoughts and expression conflicted. He lowers his head. This book was a treasured possession of Jehabil, given to her by Fandla. When we were younger, Fandla treated us like we were her younger brother and sister. Of course, that was before I became a vessel. There was a story she would tell us back then about how this book was a treasured heirloom passed down in her family. Hello! Hello, Te. I'm gonna call you Te. Well, what is this emote? Oh, casket, casket. But hello. Thank you for coming in. She said there used to be another book identical to this one. I remember how sad Fandla looked when she mentioned it. And I think I might have seen the one who had that book before. I didn't realize it at the time, but now that all my memories are starting to come back, I think about what I saw then and what I know now, and it seems pretty likely. Why? Why didn't I make the connection then? Looking back on it now, I should have been tipped off by how much he looked like her. Who? It probably has something to do with the pact that Fandla made. Oh, Hunter. You mean Hunter. It probably has something to do with the pact that Fandla made. If you really think about it, the fact that I can remember all of this now, that I could never before, is proof that Hemrick really has concluded things and taken a step back from the world. Every time I think about all the memories that just now coming back to me, it feels like a punch to the gut. Even with that, there's still so much I've lost that may never return. I'm sorry. I didn't want to dump this on you. Really, I didn't. No longer able to hold back his sorrow, Piran covers his face as tears well up, rolling down his cheeks before dripping to the ground. You remain quiet as you stand beside Piran, allowing his time to let out everything he's been holding in. I'm sorry. Last night, I thought about this a lot, trying to make sense of everything. Oh wait, did you redeem something? You redeemed a hydrate. Thank you so much, Sir Alphonse. It's tasty. As sad as I am, I know that there are others who must be even more despondent. I've wondered what the rightful owner of this book must be feeling right now, if he's grappling with even more memories than I am. That's why I want to get this to him. Somehow, I think that would be better than just holding on to it myself. Before I left the royal castle, I heard that he was still staying in Belfast. Would you please take it to him before he leaves town? Piron's voice cracks, the lump stuck in his throat as he struggles to hold back his tears. He pushes his thick book towards you. You accept the hefty tome from his trembling fingers. If you're to present this book to the person Piron spoke of, it looks like you'll have to travel to Belfast. I don't really feel like that's the right decision. I feel like Piron's even, like, dropping even more. Because, yes, Fonla was related to Hunter, but, like, Piron was related to Deherbil. Like, hi, Funke, hello! Nice to see you. I remember I was on your stream yesterday. And you kind of made me want to... Oh, what? You kind of made me want to commerce even more now. Because I kind of stopped for a while, but now I want to get back into it. And Kraken as well. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I was here already. I didn't think we'd run into you here. From everything I heard, it sounds like your ordeals really put you through the ringer. It's good to know that you're back on your feet. Merlin, Aaron, and Starlet filled me in on everything that happened. You're glad to see such familiar faces and ask them what business brings them here. Merlin wanted to lend a hand at the royal castle for a while. With all the changes that have happened in the last few days, everyone's been dealing with confusion in some form. Normally, I would have reached out to my master in Tahitian by now, but the Admiral of Belfast has been keen about keeping us around just in case. I'm lurking while I work on some things. Have fun with the lurk, and thank you so much for stopping in. But the Admiral of Belfast is quite keen about keeping us around just in case. Yeah, like Jay said, he can be a little pushy, but we've pretty much done everything we could for the city, and there are plenty of other places out there that could use our help. The kingdom's current interest in finding out the members of the Order of Hemeric they've cleared to return to their homes actually made it back safely. That and making sure nothing new has cropped up in the meantime. Jay and I were on our way to... Now that I'm thinking about it, there was actually an order at my job that had the names J, A, and L. So I was thinking about Professor J, A from Pretty Little Liars, and L from Death Note. I just thought it was interesting. Jay and I were on our way back from checking up on them. We hadn't expected to run into you all the way out here. Actually, if you're not needed anywhere else at the moment... Mikey! Oh no, that's not Mikey. I just thought it was because they were black and blue. Actually, if you're not needed anywhere else at the moment, would you care to accompany us to Belfast? Everyone's been quite worried about you, and there's been such a constant stream of messages from our abode to the royal castle that more than one owl has simply flopped out of the sky due to exhaustion. Oh my goodness. Merlin and Erwin can be such worrywarts sometimes. Anyway, I'm sure it'd be a huge relief to anyone to see you up and about, so let's head for Belfast together, okay? Okay. As Starlet looks at you with her sparkling eyes, you find yourself nodding amicably, almost as if bewitched. Hooray! I knew you wouldn't turn us down. Everyone's going to be so happy when you waltz into town. There is someone I'm still worried about, but a visit from you might be just what they need. This isn't really the best place for a leisurely chat, though, so let's do the rest of the catching up in Belfast. Shall we be off? We'll set off as soon as you're ready. I'm sure the culinary artists will have a ventable feast waiting for us when we get back. It may have been a coincidence, but you ran into them here, but going to Belfast to see the others sounds like a solid idea. The heavy book Piron entrusted with you still looms large in your thoughts, and there's a good chance that you'll find who you're looking for at your destination. I hope Piron's okay. But he has to give up a lot constantly. Those who carry hope. Talk to Treasure Hunter in Belfast. And let me know if you guys want to run anything. Especially now that G25 is almost over. Like, we could be very well done with this today or tomorrow. Maybe next week. But we're going to need something new to do. Because I don't plan to do the last of Divine Knights. Simply because I don't want to lose my scroll. Because the scroll only allows you to use it while it's while you're doing the missions. You can only teleport to locations recorded on the scroll. It can only be used by players doing C6 and C7. So I'm doing C7 right now, which is Apocalypse. And then we'll see if this one closes. Because the majority of the teleports you really need are in C6, which is why I'm doing Apocalypse and not Divine Knights. Because Fefiata will take you to pretty much anywhere in Ul'dah and Belvast. But then this Raspa Volcano Hot Springs is right next to a mana tunnel. So it could lead you anywhere to Infilia. I mean, anywhere in Iria. I keep telling you, culinary art. I keep telling you. Culinary artist, you don't have to keep feeding me oatmeal and whatever that weird gruel is anymore. Just give me the good stuff, man. But you've just gotten back on your feet. Now is when you need all the plenty of sleep and nutritious meals the most. See here, I made this nourishing porridge especially for you, using only the finest and freshest ingredients. Think of this as enriching vitamins in every spoonful. I'm not saying it doesn't taste good, but you've been shoveling food into me almost non-stop. If I eat any more, I'm gonna burst. Cute, hooky. Right, Pinky? See, Pinky agrees with me. Eek, eek. Now's our chance. Come on, everyone else. It's gone. You know how much I love your craft beer. No. Oh gosh. I mean, flattery will get you else everywhere, but my friend. I'd be in a world of trouble if Starlit found out. Didn't you get in trouble for this once already? With the marshmallow sandwiches? Come on. It'll be fine. Just make up some excuse like I was on my knees begging you or something. It's not like anyone else is here to see. You lock eyes with Treasure Hunter as he pleads with the culinary artist. It's okay. You can keep a secret, right? The Treasure Hunter grins, bringing a finger to his lips as if you'd somehow agreed to keep said secret. He then goes right back to to weeding the culinary artist without missing a beat. Alright, let's not waste any more time. They'll be back soon. What are you waiting for? Okay. Skull and Hope, hello. I love this little popcorn. Popcorn of the night. Ha, your timing is perfect. Are you seeing this? He's trying to close in a beer off of me when broth is what his body needs. The culinary artist greets you happily as he wraps you in a suffocating embrace. Honestly, trying to go back to his junk food diet when he's starting his road to recovery, what kind of friend would I be if I gave alcohol to someone who's still on the mend? Aw, man. I don't want to be in the middle of this. Say it sounds fine to you. Absolutely refuse. I don't want to answer this. Culinary. Oh, the time. What should I say? Say that it's fine with you. Absolutely refuse. I mean, I'm gonna say it's fine. It's clearly not a good idea to drink alcohol while one is in recovery, but at least at a glance, the treasure hunter looks like he's doing pretty well to you. I don't think he's in such poor condition that he has to eat, like, oatmeal all day, every day. More importantly, he seems to be really craving it. How bad could one drink be? Literally, how bad could one drink be? Yes! Vindication! I knew she would have my back on this. I've got an extra eye of telling whether or someone... for telling whether or not someone is cool. There you have it. Expert testimony. Just one beer will be fine. Now come on, hand it over so I can chug it before everyone else gets back. Ahem. Oh! No! Starlit! Aha! Starlit, just how long have you been standing here? Ugh, busted. I thought I made it clear that you need to rest. Culinary artist, you haven't been sneaking him junk food again, have you? He hasn't, has he? And you weren't encouraging this, were you? Before you know it, Starlight and Professor J have appeared on the scene, and you sense a frosty edge to Starlet's normally gentle tone. It's fine. She's not the boss of Treasure Hunter anyway. He's had a day, man. He's had like a week. Maybe even a month. I don't know how long these games last. Each generation in their time. Starlet, I can explain everything. So it just so happens, well, I was adamant about sticking to our pre-established nutritional guidelines. Yes. Even if he's feeling better now, we still need to keep an eye on his condition, so... But she said it would be okay, so... Oh, is that right? So you were encouraging Hunter's junk food shenanigans? Yes, I was, Starlet. I'm not afraid of you. Maybe a little bit, but still. Starlet's cold stare pivots from the culinary artist and treasure hunter to you, putting you front and center in the interrogation. The lifting yet foreboding sound of her voice sends a chill down your spine. Ahem. If I may, I think the important fact here is that either way, no alcohol was consumed. Right? And I mean, what's wrong with a little innocent wheedling here and there? I didn't actually get my beer because you're all watching me like hawks. Hunter, you know better than that. You were out cold in the ravine, had lost enough blood that you came back here on a whole shade pallor. So I want you to stick to the diet the culinary artist prepares for you for at least a while. Talk about robbing a guy of the will to live. Hook, keek, eek, keek. Pinky, you should know better too. You need to try and keep your master from misbehaving. Keek. Upon hearing Scarlet's scolding tone, Pinky lowers her head and scrambles up into the treasure hunter's arms. Hey, don't be hard on Pinky. I'm the one who slipped up, not her. Moving on to other matters, have Merlin and Aaron not returned yet? No, not yet. I think they ought to be back soon. I'm sorry things got so hectic, but I can't tell you how thrilled I am to see you well. Thank you for everything you did to help bring Treasure Hunter back to us. I've actually been meaning to give you a more appetizing show of my gratitude, and I know I'm not the only one who wants to show their thanks. It was like a miracle made possible through so many givings, all they had. Of course, I say that fully aware that she shouldered the heaviest burden of the burden. I could often sense how you were struggling. That's why I'm truly glad to have everyone back together again. My only regret is that I wasn't there to aid you in such a critical phase of the mission. If only I hadn't gotten injured right before the push into the ravine. I would have been fine too, if not for the Order's scummy tricks. I'm not usually the one to fall for what should be an obvious trap, but those black-robed goons whipped up a real doozy and put a personal touch on it to sell that lie. Finally back, computer died twice when moving from one room to another. This cord is just about dead. Oh, rip! Well, welcome back in Kawaii Neko. Do you want me to call you Kawaii or Neko? Or just the whole thing, Kawaii Neko? And I'm sorry about your cable, man. I'm there with you. Actually, my power cable, like, actually died, like, a while ago. Like, maybe last week? Maybe 2 weeks ago? I would have been, okay. I don't know how they came to know so much about me. You suddenly recall the book Piran entrusted to you to deliver. It becomes clearer by the moment that the one Piran meant for you to give the book to is here with you now. The person he referred to as the rightful owner of Jehibil's heavy green tome is Treasure Hunter. Imagine if we gave it to, like, somebody who, like, just isn't relevant, like culinary artist. You take out the heavy book and you've been carrying and hold it out to the treasure hunter without a word. Where in the world did you... Huh? Isn't that the book you've been looking for everywhere for? I remember that book. The expeditionary force took it from the heart of the ravine when everything was over. It looks nearly identical to the book he had originally, so this is what he was found that day in the ravine. The treasure hunter seems to be at a loss for words. He looks back and forth between you and the book, then swallowing hard, he accepts it with trembling hands. Oh. Well, wait a minute. Hunter, what's wrong? Your emotions are all over the place. Don't get yourself too worked up, kiddo. You need to rest. Ugh, my head, what's happening? The ultimate cookbook. Cooking up chaos across the land, literally. That one book was like a lot of drama. The treasure hunter clutches the book tightly, staggering as his face twists into a grimace. The book is clearly tied to you somehow, but how? It's clear that it's affecting you in some way we can't see. Hunter, are you okay? I don't feel any malice from the book, but what I'm really worried about is your heart. Wait, I need to... alone. Sorry, Pinky. I need to be alone right now. Thank you so much for the lurk. That gorilla caused me so much confusion since Finny Pet Kid is also named Pinky. I know, right? I had that like confusion too for a little bit. And thank you so much for the lurk. Too many things overwhelming me at once. I need a moment. The treasure hunter waves off his companions as he staggers away. Huh? Where's he taking off to in such a hurry? Huh? Here? What? When did that happen? Actually, back the wagon up here. Where does Mr. Grabhand Steel Fist think he's going? He's running off to? The heck is wrong with you all? Why does everyone look so glum? Did something happen while we were gone? As your eyes follow the treasure hunter lurching off into the distance, you hear a pair of familiar voices from behind. Dang, we're really just talking to everybody. I mean, the bulk of what happened is done, right, Aaron? Hey, yeah. You came to see me, didn't you? I've been thinking of you often, especially these last few days. I think I caught the tail end of something coming in just now. Where's Hunter going anyway? Jeez. The guy can't sit still unless he's unconscious, can he? No sooner is he back on his feet than he's scratching at the door to be let out. But I mean, he was conscious the entire time, and I had been knocked out for a few days. Like, just in general. Like, so, I mean, he was conscious the whole time, so I don't think they really need to worry that hard about it. Aaron, Merlin, I should probably apprise you of what happened just before your arrival. Professor J briefly describes to the two what happened when you handed the book to Treasure Hunter. Oh, that book? Yeah, he picked it up at the ravine, right? I remember the trouble I went through to sneak out one of the pages. I don't know exactly what it was in it, but I do know that from that moment he laid hands on the book, Hunter's emotions ran wild in a way I've never seen before. In fact, I may be underselling how pronounced the change was. Something about it just gave him a tremendous shock, like his entire being was suddenly flooded with something completely new. But he touched the book before, right? I don't remember him ever being affected like this. Maybe there's some sort of deep enchantment on the book we don't know about. I mean, it was in the possession of the Order of the Black Moon, after all, that's true. It might even have something to do with what the goddess said before she disappeared. You really think Hunter's alright? I mean, he fronts the devil-may-care attitude. But it's plain as day that he's a mess on the inside. Dang, bro. Say it like that. But there's no hiding feelings like that from... Haha. It's like a bloodhound for exactly this kind of emotional state. For what it's worth, I don't think the book is exerting a negative effect on him. It's normal human nature to need time to process something new. Deep down, I know that Hunter will come back to us when he's good and ready. My own feelings are much the same. He's already endured and overcome so much in his life. He tends to downplay it, but it's clear he's been through many trials. Cute. Aw, even Pinky's sad now. I get that Hunter's going through some rough stuff right now, but who's supposed to comfort his little partner? Pinky abruptly cries out, then dashes off into the distance. No, Pinky! There goes the gorilla now, too. I know pets take after their owners, but this is ridiculous. I guess she'd run off to find Hunter. I noticed her sniffing around for traces of him, trying to figure out where he went. Then I suppose all that we can really do is wait for him to come back to us. Say, culinary artist, are there any other nutritious things you can make for Hunter besides porridge? You know, something to liven up the menu a little. Are you feeling a little bad? Haha. Who do you think you're talking to? Of course I can, Miss Starlet. I can whip up a few more options and 2 shakes of a frisky whisk. Excellent. That's just what I hope to hear. In that case, I'll give you a hand. Gulp. Well, what? You know, the thought suddenly occurs to me that perhaps we shouldn't just let Pinky roam around outside on her own. I think I'll just step out for a bit and take a quick stroll around to see if I can find her. That sounds like a great idea. And you've just reminded me that it's about time I sat down and had a long overdue talk with the Admiral. You'll help me, won't you, Merlin? He will, won't he, Aaron? Oh, psst. Merlin, now's your chance to show Starlet how much she means to you. While standing next to Starlet, Aaron enthusiastically mouths words of encouragement at Merlin in such a way that only he can pick up on it. Oh, yeah. Well, obviously, I mean, I always come through for you, don't I, Starlet? Yes, sir. That's me. The king is sticking by you through thick and thin. Just leave everything to me. And the culinary artist and Aaron here, everything will probably be just fine. No doubt about it. It's gonna be great. Super great. Right? His voice quivers and cracks at every increasing discomfort threatens to nakedly reveal itself. He looks to you with eyes that plead for an escape. Would you be so kind to join me in searching for Hunter and Pinky? What? You're not ditching me, are you? Merlin, why don't you fetch me some of those ingredients that the culinary artist mentioned? We're going to try to cook them whole, so let's start by washing them, okay? Oh, okay. Whatever you say, Starlet. With a culinary artist here, what could go wrong? He's the best chef in all of Erin, isn't he? I'm sure things will be fine. Probably. Looking like she's still fishing for a bit of extra resolve, Erin follows after Merlin, Starlet, and the culinary artist as they begin to meal prep. Phew, we nearly evaded that one. Well then, shall we be off? I'd imagine he hasn't left the city at least. I don't think he'd go so far without Pinky, no matter how out of sorts he's feeling. I'd like you to look around the port and nearby marketplace. Meanwhile, I'll see if he's anywhere along the route leading to the Scarif Beach. Professor J gives you a curt nod, straightens his uniform, and walks towards the tail ahead. Rebecca inserts ape sounds. Yes, I try my best. Do you like my Pinky voice acting? Nexon, hire me for Pinky voice acting. Professor gives a curt nod, straightens his uniform, and walks off towards the hellhead. Looks like it's about time to take a stroll around the Belvast in search of Pinky and the treasure hunter. I'm going to check on my homestead a little bit. I try my best with these voice actings. I know my English today isn't really the best. It never really is. But I try. I'm gonna go ahead and drop off this pet to the lady. Hello, Holy Presence. I'm just about to end, so yes. But G25 is going well. I'm almost done with it. Almost done. Thankfully. And I'm on the last one of this panel, so I'll be on 11 soon. Hopefully we can finish G25 tomorrow. If not, that's okay too. We'll have next week as well. But hopefully we also get the what is it called? Seraphic in Gacha tomorrow. Where's the deer? Oh, I was like cooking my own deer. Oh, it's so cute. It has a little hoodie. Why does it have a little hoodie? That's adorable. And it has like a little cherry on the design too. It's a little happy spotted deer. A healthy looking spotted deer stands before you. It offers a gift in appreciation for all you've done. Aww. Aww. It's so cute. It makes me happy. Spirit of Tuan 30 Days whistle. Ooh. You know, a funny story about the 30 days thing? I actually, back in the day, they used to give horses for free after a while, like a horse card. I'm sure, like, you can see them. If you, like, scroll down. Like, these horses, like Linda and Lily, they're expired now, but they were, like, 30 days. And I actually never ran out of the card. You were only supposed to have one card, but for some reason, it just kept refreshing on my account for some reason. I don't really know why. I still don't know why. But, like, I can confirm that it wasn't supposed to be, like, a consistent thing, because my friends did run out of it. I just kept getting another card over and over again. I should be close to done with G25 as well. Wow, congrats! And thank you so much for the head pat. I'll take my Tux Fox, lol. Your Tux Fox? Wait, the fox over here has a tux? When it's happy? I'm so curious how that looks like. Well, we'll be able to do it like next week, right? We'll switch pets. And yes, now I'll be rating out to someone else. I think it's posted in Fashionagi. Okay, thank you. And for anybody who is curious, Fashionagi is a channel in my Discord. So if you want, you can join. I don't know why Nightbot's not doing it. Okay, wow, it was just delayed. So yes, there's my Discord link. It should still work. Yes, it's still active. No one is playing Mabinogi right now. Not that I know of. Let me check if anybody else is. Like, just in general. Because none of my friends are playing Mabby. Here, let me get it out. Oh, Pasta is king. I never actually visited them, but I see them in other people's chat. Like, I think Tiramisu's chat. Playing, but can't stream, sadly. Oh. Are you a streamer at all, like, in general, Neko? So I'll be rating to Pasta is king. I'm thinking about, like, Michael Jackson. This song. I'm not sure if you guys can hear, like, my humming, but yes, I was humming. Bad. So yes, I hope to see you guys next time and sometime soon. Actually, tomorrow I will be live at 4:30 p.m. EST. And I also mentioned in other times. So 3:30 CT and then 1:30 PDT. So, okay, I used to every now and then. I would like to do it more, but need to wait until I move so I can stream without as many issues. Yeah, that's good too. Consistency is important. So I'll see you guys next time.